Welcome back, Resource Gang, to another episode of Sitting at the Table with the Bishop, guys. Today at the table, I have a long-term friend of mine that I've been knowing for over the last 17 years, guys. He is a man of the people. He have two kids, two beautiful kids, guys. He's a welder, he's a father, he's a brother, he's a son. But most of all, he is running for the mayor of Greensboro. So without further ado, guys, I want to present to you Mr. Quincy Patrick. So how you doing today, bro?
I'm pretty good, man. Thanks for the introduction.
Okay, yeah, man. We definitely been trying to get this done for a while, man, and we have finally connected to make some time. So today, man, we just want to talk about you, getting to know who Quincy Patrick is, because I feel like a lot of people don't know you like other people do know you. You know what I'm saying? I've been knowing you for a long time. I know a whole lot about you. But today, I kind of want you to introduce yourself to the people. You get what I'm saying? So the ones that don't know get a chance to know, because a lot of times people just see, the big house, the fancy cars, whatever the internet put out. But I always say it's good to get to know the person for who he is, because nobody know your story the way you know your story. People might think they know, but they don't know your story. So we want to talk about your story and how Quincy Patrick became who he is today. So we want to take it from the beginning. Born and raised.
Greensboro, Alabama.
Right here.
Right there in Greensboro Hospital.
Okay. So did you go to school over here?
I went to school at East Campus.
Okay, so you didn't go to West Campus?
I didn't go to West Campus. I went to school with all black students.
Okay.
Amazing.
So what year did you finish school?
I graduated in 1999.
99. Man, what was it like in 1999, man?
99, for me, I was anxious to get out of high school and start college because I was so ready to be a welder. So I worked 2 jobs and went to college. So it was more about just getting ready for the next step, which was becoming a career welder.
So welder, out of all the things you choose to be, why did you choose to be a welder, bro?
I wanted to live a certain lifestyle and I needed to make a certain type of money. I wanted to be in at the time, I wanted to make 6 figures, just $100,000 a year.
Right.
And my cousin showed me that he was doing that. So my mind was, for the lifestyle I want to live, welding will provide the money. So I did all I could to get certified in welding.
So welding was the goal. But so before you take us on your welding journey, let's talk about how it was as a kid, because I think this is the most important part where people don't understand, like the mentality, what made you who you is, and the grind and the mindset to say, okay, this is what I want to do, why I want to do it. So let's talk a little bit about your childhood growing up in Greensboro.
Got you. Okay, so life is different when you have to grow up with a parent that can't do. It make you appreciate life more because you can do. My mom was disabled. She had to pretty much get rolled to the car, or when she walked, I had to be her right side of the body. So it made me as a kid appreciate life, appreciate the fact that I can wake up and walk to the refrigerator when I want to. I can wake up, go to the bathroom when I want to. I can get up and go get a job. I can do these things, but she couldn't do them, So it made me appreciate life so much, and I developed a hard work habit. And I started working so hard, and it carried on to my life. But in Greensboro, for a division, for just being here in Greensboro, the town, and being in my situation.
Well, I tell you what, before we talk about your situation, let's talk a little bit more about what happened to your mom. You were saying that you had to be her right side. So if you can, kind of elaborate what was going on, what happened. I kind of know the story a little bit, but I'd rather you tell it because I don't want to mistell something.
Gotcha.
But let's kind of talk about what happened to your mom in order for you to be, her right side.
Gotcha. So my mom was in a car accident.
Okay.
And she was paralyzed. So she came out the hospital after probably like a year. And she ended up being home for about 7-8 months, and she was starting to come out of it. So what she did, she became half her body still paralyzed, like her right side. So that's pretty much the reason I had to be there. Then plus, her and my dad didn't work out.
Okay.
During that process, they got divorced while she was paralyzed. So they left her with raising 4 kids, and which was pretty hard. But that would led to me I'm the oldest, so it would led to me having to step up and be a young man at a very young age.
So how did you feel? I don't mean to cut you off. How did you feel at that time? Like, do you know how old you was when that happened?
Yes, when she wrecked, I was 8.
8.
By the time she came home, I was 9, 10.
So that's a lot to process at being 8 years old.
Yes.
Your mom didn't had an accident.
Yes.
And do you kind of recall that phone call that you got? So how was that, man?
Actually, it wasn't a phone call. My uncle came home. My mom and dad went out to the club. The next morning, wee hours, my uncle came and woke us up because we stayed at my grandma's house while they was going to the club. When he came back, woke me up. He said, our mom and dad had been in an accident, and he was unsure if my mom was gonna live.
Man, so, how did you process that though? Like 8 years old, you see your mom leave and you expecting her to come back the same way she left. Like how do an 8-year-old process my mom might not live? Like, and you the oldest, you know what I'm saying? So how did you process that and knowing that you got 3 younger siblings that also got to kind of hear this news?
I didn't do it alone. It took family members to help me. They all stepped up.
Man. Take that village.
They all stepped up and they understood the situation and they comfort me and my sisters and brothers. I appreciate my family for that. So I did it with the help of the family.
So, all right, now your mom then came home. You said after she stayed in the hospital for a good little while. Now you're 9. You kind of understand, all right, this is what's happening. This is what's going on. So kind of explain to us the whole, like when she got home, how the process was. Like, how did your life change? You said your dad, it didn't work out and that happens. And so now is, you stepping up to be the man of the house, but also as a kid, you still trying to handle your business, but now it's like, okay, you got this extra thing where it's like, okay, my mom need me more than, you know what I'm saying? I don't get a chance to, go through kid stuff. Like you really got to grow up now.
Yes.
So how was that?
Okay. So, we had to learn how to care for her. All right. And during that period of time, and family was there too. Family was so involved in teaching me how to care for my mom. And actually through the whole process. And when she came out of it, she came out of it, we had to relearn how to, a bunch of therapy showing how to walk.
Yeah.
Saw the muscles as a kid, when she come home from therapy and all that. It was a process, man. It was a lot. But my mindset was, because my family always tell me, you the man of the house now. You know that, right? Because dad had moved on.
Yeah.
And they always put in my head, you the man of the house now. You the man of the house now. And that really registered in my brain. So I started acting like the man,
Man, I can totally understand. My mom paralyzed right now, and then my brother, he's paralyzed just as well. So I can understand that, where you gotta, because, my mom and dad, they went through what they went through, and I was the next up. So I kind of get it, and it is a lot. It's a lot to process. So going through high school, still having to do this, you said you got 2 jobs. Let's talk about the 2 jobs. So you had 2 jobs in high school?
In high school, man, I had several jobs. So, I was a hustler, man. When I was a hustler, not negative. I was a hardworking man.
Yeah.
So at age 12, my mom bought me a lawnmower.
Okay, the lawn business. That's my field.
Oh yeah, you know what it can do. You know what it can do.
Oh yeah, I definitely know.
From the age 12, and probably started a little bit before then, I have generated my own money and helped my mom with my sister and brother of me working.
At 12.
I started cutting grass at 12. All right. I say 13, I was washing cars for family members. I started to learn carpentry from my uncle. It started at that age. What else did I do? I'm gonna tell you something. I used to iron clothes real good. So family members used to send their clothes to me.
Yeah.
Uncles, aunties. I made money off of ironing their clothes. Starching them.
Man, I can't iron. I'm 34 and still can't iron.
Man, I'm a professional ironer. I'm pretty good at it, man.
Yeah. At 12 years old, though. You really had to grow up and take charge. Man, that's crazy, man.
Started then and never stopped.
So let me ask you this then. How did you balance? Like, how did you balance your life doing this at 12 and trying to get your schoolwork? You know what I'm saying? Because, you know, kids, we got their own. We as kids, we always had our own thing, right? Mm-hmm. You trying to figure out school, you trying to figure out puberty, girls, you know what I'm saying? But you, on the other hand, man, you got something that's way more like how did you balance all that, bro? Like, how did you balance that and just still kind of kept a sane mind?
Well, I stayed focused. I wasn't interested in girls at a young age. I was interested.
You ain't gonna fool me like that. You ain't gonna fool me like that.
Man, look, that can't wait on.
Not at no 12, you ain't gonna fool me like that.
I want to have fun. I ain't saying girls and girls like me or something. I'm like, man, I don't know what they're talking about. You know?
You ain't gonna fool me like that, Q. I know you too long, bro. You ain't gonna fool me like that now. If you would have said you don't like donuts or hamburgers or something like that, you would have got me. If you say so, bro. If you say so. But you know.
I'm serious, man. I wasn't that focused on women at the time.
Okay, all right.
I did later. But
I give it to you. I
didn't have that distraction. I pretty much stayed focused on, having fun with my sisters and brothers. Man, I was infatuated with seeing my money grow. You know, and I felt so good when I was able to help my mom.
Okay.
Yeah. Sometimes as a kid, I was probably about 14 right now, about 14, and I used to say, "Mom, dinner on me."
Okay.
Like,
all right.
Schools get ready to get in. Mom buying all my clothes and shoes. Just take me to the mall.
Hey.
And I buy my brother. So I was that type of guy that made me feel like the man, you know?
Nah, I ain't mad at that, bro. I ain't mad at that at all. I mean, especially, you know, you hustling and you can still kind of look out for your brother. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. You taking on the big brother role just as well. And you know what I'm saying? You helping your mom. So, hey, man, I take my hat off to you for that right there, bro.
Appreciate it. So,
all right, let's move on along into high school, man. So, in high school, you get to high school, you start to look at them girls, you know what I'm saying? So throughout high school, man, you picked up a trade. You picked up a trade to be a welder. So you want to talk about that a little bit? Like, what piqued your interest, you know, on doing that?
All right. So first, I had a few options before just deciding to be a welder.
Okay.
Military was one of them, because my dad was in the military.
All right.
Another one was being a school teacher. I always felt like I wanted to teach. And the other one was, I say it, President of the United States. I'm not going to tell the story. I really wanted to be president. I really did when I was younger, you know.
Okay, all right.
But then my cousin, which I told you about the situation, my cousin came in town and showed me life.
Oh, no, we got to talk about that, man. We got to talk about, what's that, Fred?
Fred,
man. Shout out to Fred, man. We gotta talk about Fred, man.
Fred came in town.
So what was you doing, man? You know, you told me stories, but let's tell the people, you know.
well, by this time I was 16.
Okay, 16.
I was working in Fuller Supermarket.
Okay.
And he came in town with his new green Ford F-150.
Okay.
He put some exhaust on it.
Oh, man.
And he came to Fuller's parking lot.
Was he youngin' on it, man?
Man, he was doing donuts. And I'm like, that's my big cousin. You know,
yeah.
I want to do that one day. You know? Yeah. So anyway, he stopped the truck. I walk over to the truck. And he like, let me show you something. What the man talking about? I opened his console in the truck. He pull out these checks. And he's showing me checks that he didn't cash, $1,700 a piece.
And what year this was, you recall?
It was in 1997. He graduated in 97, so 98, 97, so up in there.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, I ain't never seen $1,700.
Man, that was a lot of money back then, though, man.
And he didn't cash none of them. He just had checks. He would go on a job and save the checks and cash them out when he got home.
Wow.
And he just got from a job. He had bought his new truck, got exhaust put on it, and had a console full of checks. I'm like, okay, my mind made up. Military not gonna support the lifestyle I wanna live. Teaching, sure enough, ain't gonna do it. And I don't know about my chance of being a president. I don't know about that. And so my mind made up. From that point there, I'm like, okay. I went to the library, downtown library for the first time after seeing that money. I need to learn, what is welding? What is he doing? I walked to the library and checked out my first books, which was on welding. And I read up on it, all right? And almost anything I do, I try my best to be strategic on it. So I read the books, went back to school, talked to my teachers. I said, look, I want to be a welder. Don't they have a program at the center? Because I heard that.
Right.
They said, yes, but you're in advance. I said, what that mean? You can't go to the center. By the time I'm in 11th grade, like I said, I'm 16. So you had to go to standard to go to the center. I'm like, well, I'm going to standard. So I went and went down to standard to go to the center. Went over there, they didn't have a teacher. Now I went to standard to go to center to learn welding, no teacher. So I took up carpentry, building, what do you call it?
Yeah, building construction.
Building construction.
Mr. Reed?
Mr. Reed, yeah.
Oh, okay, all right, yeah.
So I took that up, which was a major plus in my life. But so yeah, that's what I did. And from that point there, I started doing my research on the best school to teach me welding, because my plan wasn't just to go to school for welding. I planned to get in there and gain power, make it to the top. So I went to school I researched Wallace. George C. Wallace was the best school at the time. I went there. The best program.
That's where I went and graduated from.
For welding.
For welding,
man, who your teacher?
So at the time, a guy named Jerome Thames, he was my teacher. Brandon Kimbrough, he was over there. He just passed a couple years, about 2 years ago, if I'm not mistaken. And big heavyset black dude, man.
Yep.
You might know him.
I know.
Yeah, him. He was over there, but he was on the day shift. I went in the evening time. But big heavyset, because I asked him about you and he knew you. So
yeah, he actually came after I left, but I went up there sometimes after I finished. Like I started working my career, I used to go by Wallace, and I met him then.
Yeah.
I went under Manning. You ever heard of him?
Tall dude? Tall, lanky dude?
He retired, but he probably been there for 30, 40 years, but he just was like this real good welder. Everybody, like you went to George C. Wallace, a lot of the best welders came up under him. I ain't saying it because I came up from up under him. But some of the best welders came from up under him, you know, his teaching. Dead serious though. But yeah, so I went to George C. Wallace. I'm like, okay. Started my first job and went from there.
Let's talk about your first job, man.
First job.
It sounds like this had something to do with Fred.
Yeah. It's crazy. Fred come in town, so you ready to go to work? Yeah, I'm ready. And it's foot wash season.
Oh, man.
Fred buys a four-wheeler, goes to foot wash, falls off, and cut his finger so his nerves couldn't bend his finger. So he had to use his right hand to weld. So he like, man, you gonna be ready tomorrow? No, he said, we're gonna go to Georgia, first job. We gotta take a weld test before we get the job. I'm like, well, I'm certified already. He's like, no, they don't. You gotta take a test.
Yeah, you gotta take a test every job.
Yeah.
So let's pause, right? Let's take a commercial break right there. So if you are going to be a welder, if you watch it, you see this video and you decide that you want to be a welder, just because you go to school and you get certified and you get the certificate and the hat and the t-shirt, that don't mean that every job you go on, you qualify for. Because there's plenty of jobs that you're going to go on. They're going to say, we want you to do this weld test, 6G, 70-10 root, 70-10 hide and pass and fill. If you can't do that in the 6G, if it got any kind of blemish, you either pack up and go home. Simple as that, man.
So, Rick, I like to add to that. Drug test, right on side of the wheel test. You have to be able to pass a drug test. Most important.
You can't get no job if you got that stuff in your system, man. I don't care what you do, how you do. You at this point, once you grow up and you decide what you want to do in your career, if you is doing any kind of drug, marijuana, whatever, however, you gotta let that go. Because at this point, you're hindering yourself from going to the top. You're gonna always keep yourself at a base level. So anytime you decide you want to do something different and create a new opportunity, and nowadays I believe in legacy, you have to understand that this is what it takes, right? You gotta carry yourself with some type of integrity, because if not, it's gonna be tough and it's gonna be hard. So,
and it's almost like choosing which path you want to take. You might have to give up this to get this.
That's true.
That's
true.
I chose career, which I never done no drugs. I never been high.
Yeah.
Never in my life. So I always figured I ain't wasting my money on it like that. I'm stingy.
Hey man, ain't that wrong with that, man? You know what I'm saying? That don't mean you ain't cool, you ain't the man because you ain't, you know what I'm saying, deal a drug or whatever. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, it's just like you said, it's just about you got to choose a path. You got to figure out which road you want to go down.
I didn't need the distractions.
You can't be the man if you. You know what I'm saying? If you ain't got your mind together, doing what you say and saying what you're doing, you know what I'm saying?
Correct.
So let's continue on with your job with Fred, man. He done cut his hand over, he done messed his nerves up. So now what you got to do now, man?
All right, so I'm like, okay, man, you may understand how nervous it is to come out of college when I'm the oldest of my mama's siblings, so they taught me that where whatever you do, you pretty much gonna lead the way for them. If you don't be successful, they might not be successful. So you can't fail. So you have to go to college. You have to start a career. You have to be there for them when they need you. You the oldest, they all gonna look up to you. So that's in my mind, as I leave college, going to my first job. That's a lot of pressure.
Man. That's that pressure I'm talking about right there, man.
Man, and I had it. Then I get to Fred.
I feel like this going to be so crazy with Fred, man.
And Fred say, which I told you saying something about, you have to take a well test.
Yeah.
And he like, well, he had his finger wrapped up. Man, you have to take my test. You got to cheat. Cheat? Yeah, you're gonna have to take 2 tests. I'm like, how am I gonna do that? We'll figure it out. Okay, but it's a lot of pressure on me.
Right.
Man, I'm so nervous because it's my first time going to take a well test. And at the same time, I got to figure out how to let him tell me how to cheat.
Oh, Lord. It's like a disaster that's waiting to happen, man.
And this is the thing. I don't want to go home and say, Mom, I
bust out.
I bust out first test because I got caught cheating.
Out of all the things, you can bust out because you had some porosity or something up in the well, but to be cheating.
But for cheating. So I gotta do it because if he don't get the job, I rode there with him my first job to Georgia. I rode with him.
Right.
So he gotta get his job too. So anyway.
You had a lot riding on
I did.
And you literally had a lot because you had to ride. You know what I'm saying?
Yes. So, but he actually showed me. He showed me what I had to do. We got it done. So I took 2 well tests, my very first job, and passed both of them.
Wow.
The very first job and all that pressure.
Man.
And then they offered another different test a few months later, another type of welding. Out of 40 welders, I say, there's about 8 of us passed. I took that test and passed it too.
So you the man. So you done cheated, you done passed your test, you done passed his test, and then you done took back around and took an extra test.
And made more money.
Well, that's a hell of a deal there, I tell you.
Yeah. I felt like I was on my way.
So, all right. Now you done kind of got the swing of things. You done got on your first job, you done got your first test. So did you ever get from under Fred and just really just say, okay, Fred, this been cool. Now I get it. I'm finna do my own thing.
I did. Not the first job. I wasn't quite ready. The first job, me and Fred, we worked together pretty good at that time. Mm-hmm. But my personality attracted so many other guys that wanted me to pull away from Fred. They all be like, they would always come talk to me, be like, man, I got this job coming up. Want to go with me? So I attracted a lot of guys, but I trusted Fred.
Right.
You know, so I stayed with Fred my first 1, 2, probably 3 jobs. Now, during that period of time, I'm figuring out the scene of how to gain power too.
Yeah.
Third job, I want to be foreman.
Okay, all right,
So I'm getting my connections, you know.
Yeah, let's get to the top.
And so I'm studying, I'm understanding how it's going, what it takes to get there. So I'm making calls while I'm on my first job to other guys I need, because one thing it takes to have to gain power is a strong crew.
Yeah.
Your crew is power. A lot of people can't find good workers. So I started forming my brother, my uncle, my cousins, my friends I grew up with.
All right, I kind of remember this back in the day, right? Because I kind of, let me see, because I don't want this to be wrong. The first time I saw you, I think when I first saw you, I didn't know you like that. The first time I saw you, you had that Jordan truck.
Yeah.
You remember that truck?
Oh, yeah.
So you had that Jordan truck. And I'm talking about, man, we was right here by Dollar General, little short, skinny black dude. I'm talking about that sucker was beating the block down. I was like, who in the hell is this? You know what I'm saying? I didn't know who you was. So I was like, I made a couple calls. I said, man, who owned this Jordan truck? It was like, man, that's Quincy Patrick. I was like, Quincy Patrick? Who was that? It was like, you know, his mom had an accident some years ago. I'm like, it still ain't ringing a bell. So then they began to tell me your brother, and then they was kind of telling me your sister, because Diamond probably a little bit around my age, my little brother age. But they was like, man, that's Quincy, man. And I was like, okay. So I'm still scoping out the scene. Then I think Jay had the Cadillac.
Yep.
Had the Cadillac. And I'm like, damn, who that's his brother? I was like, yeah, I was like, these guys the cars don't stop, dude.
Don't stop.
So at that time, I think your mom had the Lexus.
Yep.
That was a Lexus, right?
Yep.
Lexus with the TVs all everywhere. I said, that's his mom? Mom in the game too? I was like, yo, man, Jay. He was like, man, Quincy is the dude. So after I seen that, then word had got around town, like, you know, this the big man on the block. Like, you had recruited a lot of people from Greensboro. You know what I'm saying? And me personally, I think that would kind of bring more awareness to welding. Because I was like, so what do he do? They was like, he do welding. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, all right, cool. So as that was starting to transpire, that's when I seen like, dang, like, okay, I need to see exactly, you know, what is up with this.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So in that time period, man, so you began to bring people on. Let's kind of talk about some of the people that you brought on, you know, with you.
Okay, so first I want to tell you why.
Okay. Let's talk about the why. I like the why.
The guy that I am is like, if I find a gold mine or pot of gold, I'm the guy who will share it. It don't take away from what I got. I love to see the people around me thrive. If I'm come up, I like everybody to come up with me. Right. If you fool with me, every friend I have can tell you, Quincy took me on the road.
No, man. I mean, hey, one thing people can say, we saw it.
Yeah.
We saw it. And not only did you take them on the road, but we also saw the cars that they had just as well. They made good
money.
Yeah.
They took care of their families. And they didn't stop in Greensboro. I had a thing where, and this part of, which we'll get to later maybe, the 334 boys.
Yeah. Now we got to talk about the 334 boys, definitely.
But not just Greensboro. Greensboro, Sawville, Marion, Demopolis. I've employed so many people, and I wish I knew a number. But I would always reach back to Alabama, because I feel like Alabama my state, you know? Yeah. We put Alabama on the map. I found the plug, you know? Hey, so I always felt that I just grew up that way to where I felt like I was supposed to put everybody on.
I think, man, when you mention like the city of Greensboro and you think about the legends, right?
Mm-hmm.
You mention the city. It's like you can't even mention this city without saying Quincy Patrick.
Mm-hmm.
Like I just feel like you cannot mention the city without saying your name because I feel like you've had a hand in so much stuff that people really don't even know about. Like you really have to be there to see it. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of stuff that's unknown, that's not heard. And one thing I can say about you, my entire time of knowing you, you never brag.
No.
Like I've never seen you brag about what you did for people. It's like if you see it, then you know. If you don't see it, then you don't know. So do you think, like, how do you feel about that? Like knowing that when you mention Greensboro, that you can't mention Greensboro without saying Quincy. Do you feel like you legendary status, bro?
I do. I'm gonna tell you who inspired me first, and for different reasons. Grady Jackson probably was the first one. Like, man, I'm at Barry Wagner. I got to get them too. Barry Wagner too.
Most definitely.
Barry Wagner. He didn't just go to the league he went to. He dominated.
He did. He did. I went to school with his son, LeBarry's High. I went to school with his son, man.
From Greensboro.
Right.
Grady Jackson.
Yeah.
Made it to the NFL and was a beast.
He most definitely.
Yeah. And there's some more guys that ain't like make it to the level, but the way they carry themselves. My uncle Robert Miles, laid back, cool guy. He just was laid back. Rico stayed over there by the village. Rico.
I know you're talking about he had the green truck.
Yeah.
Yeah, my uncle stay on that where he used to stay at, right? I know exactly talking about Rico. Yeah, I know Rico.
Antonio Jackson.
Yep, Antonio.
Man, there's a lot of guys. I know I'm missing some. Johnny Webb, man.
You can't mention Greensboro without Johnny Webb.
These guys made statements, but I know I made a statement in a different way. I did my thing and came back and got a lot of people, and I kind of wish that, like, and I don't know what Grady may have tried to reach back and try to do. Barry Wagner may have tried, but I actually did. But I wanted to be that, mentioned amongst the great, but I wanted to make a bigger statement than them.
Right. So that's why I did. And don't get this twisted, y'all. Like, this ain't one of them things, because people take the media and twist it, right? Mm-hmm. This ain't one of them things where he's saying like, okay, I'm better than them. What he's saying is everybody did their thing in their own special way, right? Because your people ain't Grady people. You know what I'm saying? Barry Wagner people ain't your people. You know what I'm saying?
Those are sport players.
Right. Like he got his people who he reached out to help, which you know what I'm saying? We don't know unless we get their story. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? But basically I get what you're saying is like, you wanted to do things your way. Correct. To make a difference and to make an impact. It's not saying that, okay, Quincy Patrick is better than the rest of them, Johnny Webb and everybody else, because it's much respect across the board for all them guys. But what you're saying is you wanted to do something that was going to be just as impactful and helpful to mention you amongst the greats. When you say, all right, let's talk about the greatest of all time in Greensboro. We got Grady, we got Quincy, we got Johnny, we got, you know what I'm saying, Barry, we got, what's the other brother? Andrew, not Andrew, but the one that coached basketball. Andre, yeah. He was one. So, and don't get me wrong, if we leaving somebody out,
I know I'm leaving.
It's we can't think of everybody right now. But at the end of the day, it's like you did your thing different from everybody else because you wanted to make that impact, and you can't do nothing but respect that.
Well, they all inspired me.
Right.
They all inspired me.
That's the most important thing. You know what I'm saying? They inspired you just as well as you have inspired a lot of people just as well.
That's what I wanted to do.
No, you have, bro. I really think you have, because I seen it first. Hell, that's the only reason why I'm in Texas. You know what I'm saying? Because once I got through welding, it was like, everybody's like, man, you need to go talk to Quincy. Now, like I told you, Quincy kind of made me mad, John. I ain't gonna lie. He made me mad as hell. He did. but you know what I'm saying? On the same note, it was one of those situations where it made me understand, like, if he can do it, I can do it. You know what I'm saying? And it ain't so much as if I really needed the help, but I just felt like somebody that's coming from the city, somebody that's already been there, Of course, I called him and I asked for some advice on a few things. That was good, but I wanted to go on that road with him because, like you said, I always say it's easier to do a job when you know somebody.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, I'll be the first to say, man, I definitely was expired when I seen the calls. And the funny thing is this, right? Because I was supposed to be a truck driver early on, but I had them tickets. And they was like, you can't get no job being the ticket. So I was like, man, I did welding when I was in high school. I started thinking about that then. I started thinking about that Jordan truck. I said, shit, I'm going to do some welding. That's good, man. And, you know, what you did later on around my time of coming up in welding, for other, like the other guys, like Miles and a few other. Miles is my boy. Shout out to Miles too, man, because he did something that was super, super dope for me when I first got in the game. So, but yeah, you want to talk about that a little bit? Like, you know, Miles, when you took them under your wing and kind of helped them a little bit when they started doing a little welding and stuff like that?
Yeah. So Miles is my little cousin. I had Miles, my uncle Robert Miles, my brother Kevin Miles, intern Miles. My partner T-Bone, he drives truck, Tyrone.
Yeah, Bone 98.
And what happened was I got in with a company. I worked with them. The second job I worked with this company, they made me foreman. So what I decided to do was bring my own people in. And I brought my family. And I brought them in and we was on night shift. And we put out 12 hours a night. Man, I feel like my task was hard because I had to do my job and teach them and have the production better than what it's supposed to be every night.
Right.
Can you imagine that? You got guys you got to teach and then have that production to outdo the day shift with experienced guys. I had to pull it off.
But you used to pressure though, bro.
I
since 8 years old, 9 years old, you've been under pressure. So,
and guess what? Within 2 to 3 years of being on night shift, the day shift guy, the one who run the whole project, sent this whole day shift to night shift and said, I gotta have Quincy and his guys, because they killing y'all. Those guys spoke, but it came from this. Strategizing. I strategize. I go in, see what's going on, come up with my way of doing it. I use everybody the best way I can because I learn how they are. I put them where they can, I benefit most from them. Man, we smoke day shift, man. And my ideas is the reason that we were able to go day shift. And then I went to day shift, they started moving me higher and higher. I got to the point where I started, all them vehicles you'll see, I set the pay for all my workers.
Oh, snap.
I said all my guys pay. My guys, if I hired you, you made more money than anybody on the job. When I was married, my wife was getting paid. I said the pay. I started to get to the point of bidding on jobs, setting up the contracts. That I made it from that night shift guy to pretty much run the project.
But you know what you said that was so key in these last 20, 30 minutes, man, was you came in, you strategized, but you always kept in your head that you wanted to be on top.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna tell you something, man. The mind is a powerful thing. I always tell people, like, once you unlock your mind and you get your thinking airways to going, you unstoppable. When you put your mind to doing something and you really want it, 9 times out of 10, it's gonna happen.
Yeah. Well, with me, I have this thing where it can be good, it can be bad. I have a ton of vision. When I want to do something, sometimes I might lose. You know how it is. Yeah. But like my mindset, like I'm finna do it. You know, ain't no stopping me. You know, so I do have that. Sometimes I call problem tunnel vision.
But you know what? Ain't nothing wrong with that. When you human, you know what I'm saying? So you're gonna try to make the best decision possible once you set a goal and you're trying to get it. Not unless, like you said, sometimes it ain't good. But at the end of the day, like, you learning as you go. Man, it ain't no book for this.
No.
You know what I'm saying? It ain't no book called Quincy Patrick, this is how you live your life. It ain't no book for that.
We learn till we die.
That's the facts.
You are kidding yourself when you think you have figured life out and this is where I belong. You learn until you die.
Man, that is the facts. And the older you get, the more wiser you get.
Mm-hmm.
The more problems you go through, the more knowledge you gain. You gain your wisdom, man, from when you go through something, you accomplish it, and you know, like, I ain't doing this again.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Now you can go and tell somebody else that, hey, don't do that. I did this. So
Correct.
making mistakes, you human, you do that. I always tell, even with my kids, I always say, like, if you make a mistake, make small mistakes that you can correct and learn from. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to make no mistake where you got to go sit down for 30, 40 years in jail. You know what I'm saying? Nothing like that.
No.
But if everybody make mistakes. Everybody's human. You learn as you go. Just like you said, you never stop learning. So,
well, one thing that helps me out, I mean, I spend so much time analyzing my life throughout daily. And I always try to find fault in me.
mm-hmm.
I do that because I want to better myself.
Right.
So, and that helps me out. And I think, like what a lot of people I deal with, they want to find excuses of why things happen and they exclude themselves. I always include myself, what I could have done differently, because I don't want the same outcome no more.
Right.
I'm analyzing, man, that didn't feel good. I mean, I really messed up. Man, so I always try to analyze and say, what can I do differently the next time? That won't happen. That's why I don't get upset when I do mess up. It's like, God, I won't next time.
You done messed up a couple times, eh?
I messed up. I messed up a lot.
Yeah, that's all right, but you can keep making that same mistake. And you know what? That's good.
I'll make a different mistake.
Hey, but that's also builds integrity, man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You make the mistake, you mess up, you own up to it, man, you move on from it.
Oh yeah.
So let's talk a little bit about the 334 boys, man. Let's talk about something that this whole ideal of you putting the 334 boys together. Then we want to get along to that shop, man, because that was something epic, man.
There was. So 334 boys, actually, we was doing that before the shop. Oh yeah, we were doing the parties and stuff. So 334 boys was like, I wanted to be a group of guys who can help the city. So what we did was we tried to, like, if something happened, like this stuff may be small, but we used to halftime show basketball team. We used to be over the competitions and give out cash prizes or whatever. We used to do that sometimes.
Oh man!
We used to have talent shows for all the schools, step dance and all that. We used to do that, and we give like $4,000 prize.
But nobody knew that.
Oh yeah, with full house. Yeah.
But nobody knew, but I was behind that.
Though. Well, the talent show, they knew was behind that. They didn't know we was behind the halftime show, giving away money. A lot of people don't know unless they seen us on the ground. When storms came, 334 boys, we pulled up with water on the back of the truck, canned foods. We pulled up and worked. The only way you would know it if you seen us out there.
That's what I'm saying. I didn't even know that. You know what I'm saying? I got my ears all over the place, but I didn't even know that.
Yeah. We house burned down, we making calls, what can we do? Me and my brother trying to see what size you wear. We giving up clothes. I want to be that force to where there's a group of guys you can call, them boys, 334 boys, and they'll come on. The nursery home, we made several donations of that and work with the people that work there, try to get things done for them people at the nursery home to do stuff. Churches, we gave several donations, supported so many churches around here. We just wanted to be that force. I ended up getting up with Judge Wiggins one year because I know he always tried to help the kids, right?
Yeah.
And I said, man, is there some kind of program we can set up to where we can have, I got guys that don't have jobs at home and they got carpenter skills and stuff. And there are a lot of women and elderly people and disabled people who have homes that have situations where they need help but can't afford it. Example, maybe have a window bust out, maybe have a door that won't close, maybe have a leak in the roof. But they don't know who to call. They don't have the money to get those things fixed. And I wanted to be able to have a team of guys that can come do it for you. That was the idea of 334 boys, to where, yeah, we stunt. We stunt, but at the same time, we helpful. We had a group of guys going out to cut grass. You cut grass for free for elderly people who kids and left, whatever situation was. If your grass high, we don't want snakes biting you. We would put up in your yard and we used to cut grass for free. So we just wanted to be that group of guys to where, we just want to be that team guy that can help out to Greensboro. We never asked for money. We never went to Greensboro for money. We always in our own pocket and say, what you got? What you got? And we put our money together and we will always do this stuff for people.
You know what? Let's commercial break right there, man. Why that ain't talked about?
We didn't.
You know, but see, this the thing. This the problem I have, right? The problem I have is people always look at the negative stuff that you might get caught up in, right?
Yes.
But why nobody talk about the positive stuff like this?
It's boring.
Oh,
It's more
why you
exciting.
dropped the bomb right there?
It's boring. It's boring.
It's boring, huh?
But you talk about something else I did now.
Yeah.
There's action behind it.
You had some action, did you?
It ain't gonna die.
No. But see, that's what I see. That's the point that I'm making. Like, you have to get to know somebody before you form an opinion.
I agree.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you go out and do all this good, right? You go out and do all this good. Nobody talk about it. Nobody post that. Nobody say, hey, Quincy did this. Quincy did that. But the moment Quincy make Facebook news, everybody talking about it.
Yeah. That's the way it works.
You think because it because of who you is and I guess the stigma of how people look at you?
I think the most part of it is how people look at me. I tell myself, and I don't want this to come out the wrong way, but I'll give you an example. If Gucci Man, he can get talked about openly because he's there. What far away he in Georgia, and these people talk about him as if like he'll never see me.
Right.
He's a celebrity. I can say what we want to. We say his girlfriend cheating on him. We can say whatever. We can say all the thing about Gucci. It don't matter.
Right. You never see him.
I think they treat me that way, as if like I'm not here. like I'm a celebrity. Like dude, we can talk about when we can, I think they have the look on me to where you can take anything. We can talk about him like Gucci.
Mm-hmm.
That's where I look at it, because they do. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I get it. I do. I get it. But at the same time, like, I always say this, right? It's not an excuse, right? Sometimes, man, you as a person, you're gonna act on how you feel. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes, it might not even be in character, but you still human and you still got feelings. You know what I'm saying? But do that mean that, okay, do I just form this opinion about Quincy because he act this way on this certain thing? Like he's this, and that.
I'm do. But I'm gonna point something else out to you. If you name any person, which I'm gonna name a few, which I kind of don't like name, but I do it. If you mention Bobby Singleton's name, if you mention Judge Wiggins' name, any names of people who have tried to do, even Ralph had a position. Mm-hmm. I don't know what all he did, but anybody who was in position or even tried to help the city of Greensboro, you got to be ready for it to be talked about. Me, I'm a person who tried to help the city of Greensboro. So it kind of like I just expected. It comes with it, It comes with it. You kind of like you open yourself up to the public. So it ain't gonna be good when you do that.
So I get what you're saying here. So basically what you're saying is anytime you become a public figure, right? Whether it's Judge Wiggins, Bobby Singleton, Ralph Howard, the mayor right now, J.B. Washington, you have to be prepared for the good and the bad. Yep. You know what I'm saying? All right, that do make sense.
But and I'm gonna say something else too, and I'm gonna say it to the viewers. Love is quiet. Love is quiet. Hate is loud. Don't ever think that because you don't hear the love that so many people hate you, because you have to understand this hate is loud, and people are always gonna love you. Just quiet.
I feel like it need to be the opposite way though.
Maybe, but just
it just don't work. That ain't entertaining enough. That's fair enough, I guess. You know what I'm saying? But that do make sense. It do make sense, because sometimes you do get a little frustrated because you see you doing so much good and it just don't get talked about enough.
Well, I actually don't, because I understand that.
Yeah,
I understand that. No matter what I do, I give you an example. If something happened, you'll see. I use social media. You'll see all the negative things, but the people who love me call me.
Mm.
And I get a lot of calls.
I can believe it.
And I get a lot of inboxes.
I can believe it.
And they be like, I see what's going on. I know what happened. You know, there's that quiet love, but the hate just be so freaking loud. So I like I understand it. So it'd be like, cool. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of want to talk about this little incident because I know y'all cool now.
Yeah.
They issue you and what's your boy name?
Pimp Juice.
Pimp Juice. Yeah.
My partner.
And shout out to Pimp Juice, man.
Shout
because,
out.
you know what I'm saying? They are cool. They are friends. They got pictures together. I mean, we just see that all over Facebook.
Oh, it was all over Facebook.
But that was one of them incidents, right?
Yeah.
Like, you know.
Well, I'm gonna tell you, that's really the only incident that I think of. You know another incident I've been involved in?
I do, but I ain't gonna put his name out there. I do. Ain't
for doing something?
I know y'all had some issues back and forth on the internet, but I ain't gonna put his name out there. You know what I'm saying? I feel like that's something I would have to talk to him if I wanted to put that out there, but I ain't gonna put that out there.
Well, action-wise, doing action.
Not so much as action-wise, but it was. Y'all had some words with each other.
I had some beef.
Yeah. He a real good close friend of mine, and I didn't have a conversation with him to actually kind of speak on the situation. You know what I'm saying? I know y'all probably cool now, but but other than that, as far as what you and Pimp Juice went through, I don't know nothing other than that.
Because well, I mean, I can talk about it now, everything over. I just got caught on camera. all it was is that, like, it's like homies, like, man, you can be homeless, whatever, and I can loan you something, whatever. Like, man, you better get my money, you know.
Give me my stuff back, you know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Look, now, if you don't, I'm gonna do this, you know. And I said I mean it, you know.
Right.
And I did. I actually went to talk to him, you know. He kind of like it was over tires. He owed me some tires, and I said, man, I went to talk to him. I said, man, look now, if you don't get paid, I'm gonna come and do it.
No, you went viral behind that.
And he didn't believe me. Yeah. And so the way I am, man, I try my best not to say things out my mouth, but that I'm gonna do. Yeah. If I threaten, I'm a die inside if I don't do it.
You got to stand on it, bro. You got to stand on it.
So I talked to him. I said, I'm gonna give you a couple of weeks, man. And my cash up, send me the money or bring me some tires. Yeah. And as I'm leaving, I'm like, oh man, I hate I said it. So I'm at home and it's burning me up inside. 2 weeks passed. I'm like, I gotta do it. I don't even want to do it, right? Yeah. I gotta let them know I'm serious, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. And man, so I'm like, bump it. Man, all right, let me go and do this. Now, so I did, that's what I strategized on almost everything. Yeah. I drove over there, got some receipts from the bank and from the family, the bonus store, whatever, Old Pig Wiggly. Yeah. So I got receipts in case anything happened. I got receipts saying this reason I went to town. Then I went up there, did a ride around, see where everybody at. Cool. All right.
You went on some gangster stuff, D.
Look, man.
They did a ride around. Let me see where y'all lit first before I make my move.
And I wasn't mad now, to be clear. I wasn't mad at all. The thing is, I'm mad at myself for making it, tell me what I'm gonna do. Right. So anyway, so I'm like, rode around, pretty good timing. When I did it, I turned around, seen the camera at the other store.
Got him.
And I said,
got him.
So I saw the camera and I was like, man, they gonna come. Yeah. So went home, but I already got my receipts. They came over to ask me where I was at this time and all that. I said, I've been right here working in the yard. I was working out there in the yard. Yeah. And they said, so you in that park? What time? They gave me time. They said, somebody said he saw it. I said, they didn't see me. What time? They told me what time. I said, I was at the bank. They're like, you got some kind of proof or something? Yeah. Got a receipt. They said it wasn't him. And after that, the city sent me a warrant. And I'm like, let me go find out what's going on with this. I go up there. And I said, okay, my brother did the thing or whatever. And Then we actually both went to court, but we kind of like
settled it, you know, kind
we
of.
didn't settle it. Man, it's another strategy I did, but I ain't talking about that.
Man, you crazy, bro.
But ain't nothing come of it. What me and him did was we said, okay, man. He said, I owed you. Now you owe me. We did the math on it. We even. We shook on it. Back partners. So man, me and him been rocking together ever since. It just was something that friends go through stuff sometimes, you know?
Yeah.
And that's all it was. Just that.
I mean, that once again, that's understandable. Like that's what I say about media, man. Like y'all, they get some of it. They don't get all of it. All they see is what Quincy did. But what led Quincy to do what he did? You know what I'm saying? So that's kind of what I'm getting at, man. Like y'all went through that, but at the end of the day, y'all was still able to be friends, still able to call each other, talk, laugh about the situation now, and move on. You know what I'm saying? But that's what friends do. Now that don't necessarily make Quincy who they say you were, cause boy, they drug you on the internet, dog. I'm tuned in. I'm like, Lord, what this man got going on now, man? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And I was like, Quincy, what you do that for? Boy, they drug you.
That guy doggone camp. Now he said he did tell me. He said, man, I wish you just came with that and slapped me, man. That's on my time.
Man, one thing I can say about Greensboro, bro, we put money and time in them doggone cars.
You know, I know that already.
You know what I'm saying?
I know already. I said, man, look, you gotta think about it, man. I said, man, what would happen if I would slap you? He said, we'll be fighting. I said, okay, who going to jail? You. I said, you think I'm finna go to jail? I'm not going on jail. Never been and ain't going.
Yeah.
No, I'll take some chances another way because really the fine ain't but a misdemeanor.
Yeah.
It's like a speeding ticket. That's all it is. Mm-hmm. So yeah, I'd rather do that than go to jail.
I don't blame you, bro. Yeah. I don't blame. And don't get this twisted, y'all. we ain't condoning doing dumb stuff like that. No. We just saying, like, you know, as a man, as a person, like, all right, Quincy did so he should have done.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, he was man enough to own up with it. And the important thing, fix it, make amends, and move on from it. You know what I'm saying? And once again, that's how your knowledge, your wisdom, that's how that stuff comes. You make these mistakes, you learn, you move on, and you keep going.
That's right.
So we got that down. Now let's get to the meat and potatoes. I want to know, what was the determining factor to make you say, I done had a shop, I done went out here and learned how to weld, I done been the man of the house, now I want to be the man of the city. What pushed you to that right there?
Okay. First, living here.
Okay.
Living here. Just living here, you understand how hard it is to maneuver with kids with nothing to do. Like really.
Let's talk about it, man. Let's talk about it.
Kids, nothing to do. With a disabled mom, now they have a program where you can take them to, but it's kind of hard to get my mom to these places because it's not for disabled, but they will deliver. And that's a place at the National Guard. They have a nutrition center program. They have that now.
I'm looking into that for my mom.
Oh yeah. The issue of being here hungry and not having many options throughout the years of food to go eat, restaurants. The issue we have with going to one grocery store.
Yeah,
having to travel so far to do anything.
I feel like that's been one of the problems.
Just being a citizen here made me say, well, I'm gonna be more specific. Because I've been had these complaints about the city. I actually thought about running for mayor over 10 years ago.
Manifestation, man.
Over 10 years ago. But I was comfortable with where I was spending my money and time. I was comfortable with that. And I was also comfortable just sitting here talking about the other people and not doing it. I just was there. I wasn't ready to step out. I'm gonna tell you why I wasn't ready. I was so afraid them years, if I stepped out, I'd be by myself. You know? There's something when you want to step out and help the city and then you do it, and nobody stepped with you, you know? So I had to build myself up to be ready for, like, okay, am I ready to put my time into the city? Finally, am I ready to put my money behind myself? Am I ready to step out and see if they're gonna step with me or not? So this time I was sitting here, and I was actually riding up and down my street and seeing these signs of the two candidates who were running. At the time, it was all quiet in Greensboro. He had two people running from there, and it was quiet.
Okay.
Nobody talking about it. So I looked into the candidates. I'm like, okay, I know both of these guys, pretty decent guys, you know. But I know me.
Yeah.
I know me.
You know the man.
And so I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna step out. I'm gonna step out from my city. I feel like I've been successful in taking these businesses and making millions with them, being successful. And each time I did a turnaround for a company, I finished early. I saved them millions of dollars. When I step out from my city, you know? So I took that chance, man. I took that chance. I stepped out here, and I was so surprised, and I am still daily surprised how many people backed me with this campaign. Man, it's crazy. It's love. It's love.
So you decided you wanted to step out for the city, right?
Yes.
So what is your focus point for the city right now? Like, what is your number one thing on your agenda, you know, once you get in or if you get in for as mayor? What is your number one agenda that you want to do?
Okay. I don't know if this is part of agenda, but I want to listen to the citizens. My agenda is to, I guess, fix their situations. And not saying fix them as if I can fix them, but educate them on what I can and can't do, or the rules of the city. I want the citizen to feel like they have a mayor that is in tune, that I can call up now. You know, that's the number one thing. I want the people to know I'm a available mayor.
You're reachable.
Yes.
Okay.
I'm not just a guy who he's mayor, the title. I don't care about the title. My slogan is the most important thing of my campaign, the man for the people. Mayor don't even matter, you know. This is my mindset.
Right.
Now, once I win, okay, let's look at the books. What we got going on? Where are we standing right now? Automatically, from the point of me find out where we're standing, the next step is to be prepared to advance it. So everything I do, once I see where we're standing, the goal is to advance everything, you know. And to be honest with you, it's not gonna take 4 years. It's gonna take years to fix this broken city. And everything not broken. We are advancing in some places. There are some good things. I'm not gonna be the guy saying this is a horrible city. It's not. No. No, it's just that I always use the word advance because we can advance in a lot of areas. But back to that's your question though. Yeah, I do want to first of all let people understand that I am going to be available for them, and check the standings of the city of Greensboro. All right.
I like that. Now, this is what I want to say, right? Because I kind of, I've sat back and I observed, and one thing I see that this city needs, man, this city need resources. That's what I believe. I believe the city need resources. I believe the people need help in trying to figure out how can they, advance and put themselves in a position where they can grow, and if they can grow, the kids can grow. You know what I'm saying? So what kind of resources are you looking to bring to the city for the people?
Okay, so resources. One thing, you have a good program, credit, fixing credit, repairing credit.
Yeah.
That's an awesome program you have. And to me, that's very important. A lot of things I've been able to do in my whole career was offer credit. Very important.
Man, have a good line of credit. Tell the people, man.
Very important to have a good line of credit. I've made most of my moves throughout my whole career using my credit.
Credit will get you in places that cash can't.
Correct.
Simply that, whether you want to believe it or not, credit will put you in places that cash cannot get you in. Why? Because credit is cash. Now that sounds crazy, but hear what I'm saying. Credit will get you places cash can't get you. But if you got good credit, then your credit is your cash. You can get exactly what you need. And that is true. I think that people need to be more educated about finances. That's one thing that I believe that this city lacks, because people don't really understand how it works. You know what I'm saying? For so long, I think that we've been told one thing, and that's been that. Like, if you want something, go get it, no matter what the cost is. You go get a car, your credit shot 550. Now they finna hit you with a 14% interest rate. You know, a $20,000 car get you a payment at about $300 a month. With a 14% interest rate, that'll get you $600-700. And I think people do not understand that. I've had so many conversations about people buying houses, you know, people that get approved for a house say, "Oh, what was your credit score?" "Oh, it was in the fives." I said, "Man, you finna pay for it twice. You finna pay for it twice." So I think that is a good resource for people to understand. I think that, you know, the city needs some type of form of help where, especially if you just not trying to get back on your feet, and it's like, all right, you're trying to get back on your feet. Okay, how can we get housing? How can we get jobs? And then another thing, man, you got a lot of young kids that's super talented. Super talented. I met a guy, I was speaking up at the school, young dude, man, but he's into farming, like farming, growing crops and stuff like that. So I think that we need resources to help even the younger kids that got these business ideas to help form business and get that business mindset now. I mean, it's one thing when you're trying to save all these business on Main Street, right? But what about why not invest into the kids that have these ideas and help them grow their business, and that'll start generating money for them and the city.
I agree.
So
I agree with several things you said. Financially educated. Most of us are not financially educated. Most of us we educate ourselves when we go out there and lose our money. Okay? So with me, it took me going out there to lose money to become educated on money. And that's when I started thinking about back home with my kids, et cetera, you know. Man, they're not financially educated. They're going to probably make the same mistakes I did. So what I started doing is teach my kids about money at a very young age. Right now, my daughter's 16. She worked already. I'm going to open her account. She'll have a credit card. I'm teaching her about money right now. I got a lot to teach her though. But
don't we all? I got 160 too.
You want to spend my money, but
right.
But financially educated is very important. I wish there was a class in school that could do the basic of it. But I also believe that there should be some kind of program that should come into town that people could opt into to become financially educated.
Kids and nice. Adults.
Yeah. That would be real nice.
I think that should be something, you know. I mean, I can't tell you how to run your show, but I also think that'll be a good resource, you know.
Yeah. I'm going to tell you something else too, though. Just a little bit off from that. Grants. Grants are so important with my campaign. Before I started running, I reached out to different mayors, Mayor New Britain, Demopolis, Birmingham. I haven't called one Tuscaloosa yet, Akron, asking about grants. Grants are so important when it comes down to getting things done in the city. I want to have a part-time grant writer, not just writing grants, but trying to see what all out there so we can get them. You know what I'm saying? We got storm shelters coming. We had some going to be going to the National Guard and some right on the hill to Board of Education. Those at the Board of Education are canceled, if I'm not mistaken. I've been going to city council meeting and trying to understand what's going on. But partially because of it was planned to go in a certain place, but it's not going to work there. and it has me move over, but since the grant was written a certain type of way, they can't move it, So we actually lost the big storm shelter there right there. Anybody watch this, and if I'm wrong, correct me, but I think that what happened. So, but we do got 2 storm shelters coming up at the National Guard. Gonna hold like 80 to 90 people. And we got on a grant, and we only had to pay like a small percentage. I want to say something like we probably paid like 10% on it, I think. Man, grants are awesome. So I think that's very important that we get to getting grants. And grants also could probably cover programs like that for resources for learning, being financially educated, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah.
So, all right, let me ask you this too, and I would tend to ask you this early on. When you decide to run for mayor, anybody that decides to run for mayor, is there any kind of special schooling, any kind of special qualification that you have to have? I hear this a lot, right? I hear that, you have to be in Montgomery for a certain amount of time. You have to go to school and get this and get that. Can you elaborate on that a little bit, telling people how the requirements to be a mayor?
Okay. It is so...
Before I say that, I guess I just want to clear up the air of, because people be like, well, Quincy ain't been to school for it. Quincy ain't, you know what I'm saying? He's never did nothing like that for us, mayor. But I don't think no candidate that been to school to be the mayor. You know what I'm saying? So you get what I'm saying? What I want you to explain, you know what I'm saying? You don't need no special schooling to be the mayor of a town. You know what I'm saying?
There's no schooling.
Okay.
What it requires to be a mayor is living in the city limits.
Okay.
And I'm going to add this, being a concerned citizen.
That's it.
I qualify because I live in the city limits, and I'm a concerned citizen that feel like I can change Greensboro. That was a qualification in the beginning. Now, then we have a date to qualify with the city, which is basically you pay $50, you go in, you sign, in the computer you sign something, and that's it. You don't have to go to Montgomery.
You got to go to the White House.
White House, none of that stuff. None of that stuff in Greensboro. No, you simply do what I just said. Do you are a concerned citizen that lives in the city limit, and you feel like you can change the city. You go to the city hall, then you have the date. They give you a book saying when they're gonna the qualification date. It was July 24th. Short before then, you pay $50, sign some papers, go on the computer, answer some questions, and that is it.
So basically what you're telling me is if the bishop wanted to go run for mayor right now, I wanted to challenge everybody for their seat. You know what I'm saying? All I got to do is live here, care for the people, and pay that $50. Before qualification day. There you have it, guys. You don't need no special schooling. You don't have to go to the White House. You don't have to be at, you know what I'm saying, Montgomery or Selma. You don't need none of that. So
no. I think the way that which I often say I like to strategize. I think a good mayor, and me saying it because I'm running for mayor probably, you just educate yourself on the city before you decide to run for mayor. I really did go to the city council meeting for like almost a year before I decided because I wanted to understand.
You gathered the intel.
Yes, I sat down with the mayor several times. He didn't know I was going to run, but gathering information on how this city runs. We just have a conversation as a citizen.
Right.
I sit with the city councils as a citizen. I even talked to my opponent, Ralph Howard. I talked to Melvin Lightning as a citizen, and they was running. So I just wanted to just learn. I talked to probate Judge Parker, Crawford, who came out, Judge Wick. I talked to all these guys to gather information, and ladies, before I ever decided. I think that's what you do when you care about your city. You don't just jump. You can just jump out and say run for mayor. But my strategy is to educate myself and then decide, can I make a change with what I've learned? And then do it.
All right, so let's talk about some changes. What are your plans for this grocery store situation? Because of course, we hear, the writing is on the wall. A lot of people just don't agree with you got to pay almost triple taxes. And we only got one grocery store in Greensboro. As long as I've ever lived here, it's never been one store. So what is your plan to kind of bring in or, fix this issue that's going on at the grocery stores?
Okay, first, I have to educate the citizens. I can't have a plan myself.
Okay.
All right. So when it comes down to that grocery store, yes, I agree with everything you're saying. It's horrible. But what I can do is we have to try to find space in the city of Greensboro or annex it where we can build or get other, let's say like Walmart want to come. Walmart won't come right now because we don't have the space for real. But if we did expand, we have more money, revenue coming in. They might say, this is an attractive town. We might be able to win over there. Walmart might come, maybe, like a small center.
Neighborhood
like
Walmart.
But in Walmart, they got small ones. I'm using Walmart because everybody's familiar with that name,
Right.
But even if they did, it's not something I could do my own. They take the city councils coming together, negotiating with the stores coming in. It's a process like that, not just something I can do. I would never want to fool nobody like I can just come in and just get a store. It just don't work that way. But I'm open to it and I work with anybody and I will vote for it. And I'll do all the negotiating to get more stores here.
I mean, I feel like we got a bunch of old buildings, man, that just taking up space. Like that old sewing factory that's out there in Depot. We got the other building. I mean, it's super huge, man. Me and my uncle was actually looking into buying it out there on 28. That I think that was the old sewing factory on 28.
Yeah, 28, yeah.
And then you got that old, I don't know what that building is right there in Depot when you're coming in on that curve right there between.
Somebody bought that one already.
Okay. So
the big old
that big
brick,
the brick building.
Cotton gin or something like that.
Yeah. I mean, we got the fish plant that's out there. I mean, I watched the first video you was talking about using that, but I feel like we have something. It's just, can we get the people to work together to figure out how can we turn this into something that's, gonna bring, well, first of all, juvenate money in the city. Yeah. But can any one of them places be a potential grocery store?
So, Piggly Wiggly is for sale. The price was, the last I heard, I'm not gonna put it out there. I don't know the price he's selling for. All right. Now we do have a Dairy Fresh across the street that need to be torn down.
I agree with that.
All right.
And that old Dollar General that's over there.
Old Dollar General?
Right in front of where your old shop used to be. The first Dollar General we had right here.
So you talking about the old, okay, so we talking, okay.
Dairy Fresh right here, Dollar General right there. Used to be Winn-Dixie back in the day.
So I got, okay, so let me be more specific. When I say old Piggly Wiggly, no, I'm talking about the old Dollar General.
Okay.
That used to be Piggly Wiggly.
Oh, okay.
You know that?
That's one.
There was Piggly Wiggly, then it turns to Dollar General.
I thought it was Winn-Dixie. I remember being Winn-Dixie.
Maybe it was Winn-Dixie.
It was Winn-Dixie. It was Winn-Dixie.
Okay, so that's what I'm talking about. So it's for sale. That place for sale right now. And it's in the city limits. And they want a lot of money for it.
So I heard.
But what I would like to buy and open up, and because it ain't big, but still, it's another option, Another option if it came down to it.
Right.
I would rather have a chain store to come in, But yeah, I would use that building if it came down to it. Or, like I said, across the street from that, you got the Dairy Fresh.
Yeah, you got the Dairy Fresh. I mean,
but the thing about Dairy Fresh, it's kind of like buy a lot of houses and stuff too. I don't know how that work either.
It's kind of like it's a church that's what's beside.
Right there too. Yeah,
it's a church that's right there.
So I don't know about that.
I think parking would probably be your issue.
Yeah,
because
it's crowded.
Right.
So I said something to you about annexing for a reason. So I do think it's gonna take more space to bring in something kind of big. The fish plant is parts, like the fish plant run from 69 over to 25.
Right.
I think part of it is in the city limit, part of it ain't. Part on 25 is, part on 69 ain't. So what we can do about it, I don't know. For us buying.
I mean, I think that'll be a good place for a couple shopping spots.
I agree.
You know,
we have to buy it and I'll go from there. But I do think these buildings, even the old buildings downtown you were talking about, some of them, we do have new business coming up, you know.
Yeah, I like the way it's going. I definitely like the
them.
way it's going. I like what I'm seeing with that.
Yeah. I was talking in my Q&A section last Tuesday, and I was telling the lady I like the way Demopolis did. They have the downtown, right? Mm-hmm. Then they had 80. 80 has all the different things that, like Walmart, all that stuff there.
Right.
But in those things you really can do in Greensboro. If you expand it, the downtown can be kind of like historic. Mm-hmm. So ride down here, you can have more.
I think that'll be cool if going back up 69 like Tuscaloosa, because it's a lot of land. I also think it'll be cool if you're going back down towards Sorb on 14, you know, because it is a lot of land in certain areas. I mean, I like what they did for as the Dollar General they just put there. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, I'm just, you know, I guess just trying to figure out, like, far as, you know, bringing in business, because I think once you bring business in, that'll also fix that, you know, giving people jobs. Correct. Because the city people need to make money. Correct. You know what I'm saying? I feel like a lot of the issues we have and what we're going through right now is because the people don't have no job. They don't have no money. You know, you can't make no money. You got to drive, man, all the way to Tuscaloosa. From Tuscaloosa now you're going all the way up to Vance. If you ain't going to Vance, you're going deep into Birmingham.
I go to Montgomery.
Exactly. So I'm just, you know, my question is, again, like, the next question I want to ask you is, what's the plan for as bringing in more jobs?
So more jobs, which is partially part of annexing. Mm-hmm. If you can open up space, there's more opportunity. You can also bring homes in too. You know. Now I'm gonna go back some years. We had Dairy Fresh.
We did.
Sewing plant.
We did.
Chicken house.
Yep.
Fish plant.
Yeah.
Now those it took years for to have them all, but we ended up getting them all.
And we had McDonald's. We done lost that. We had McDonald's.
We had Subway. We had Subway anymore either.
I ain't seen
Subway gone. But those things came with time, you know? Mm-hmm. It started with one, another. First we get the space, and we start bringing jobs. Also, we need to start eliminating what Chicken House was.
That's just sitting there.
We got to get that, and I think it's a store right in front of it too.
Candy store right over there.
We got to get that space. It's in the city limits.
You know what else? Right across the street from the football field. That used to be an old meat place. That old meat place they used to have over there. Mm-hmm. And I know they did some construction out there, but they never put nothing back out there.
They didn't. I'm gonna tell you one of the key things. I actually reached out to a couple of guys I know. They're doing real good for themselves in life. And they're from here, from the area. And I reached out to them. They haven't got back with me, but I've been trying to see if they'd be interested in helping me by bringing business in Greensboro, because they have the funds to do it. Mm-hmm. And I'm gonna keep reaching out to them. They want to, because they putting business up everywhere. They done been around. I don't want to mention their name, but they actually got the funds, and they booming. But I want to work with those people like that. See, they want to invest in our city. You know.
So, now what you about to say?
Also, like, reach out to like franchises up in Tuscaloosa. Mm-hmm. Reach out with them and see how they feel about investing here too, and see what we can negotiate.
You say annexing. Mm-hmm. So what would be the process to get this annex going?
Okay, so it takes city councils agree first.
Okay.
Then we get
city councils. We need y'all. We are one.
And of course I'm with it. So we get together and we get it over to the state representative. I think that's Curtis Travis.
Okay.
Curtis Travis. I think he still worked with Bobby Singleton. Bobby Singleton take to the White House, and they had to sign off on it. Then that's for as I understand the process to be. So
basically what you're saying is, regardless if you the mayor, or if Ralph, or if Melvin, or if what's his name, the other guy, Derek?
Daryl.
Daryl.
Mm-hmm.
Regardless, we still need to come together as one in order to make this city better.
Yeah, but we all have different visions, and that might not happen because I might want to annex. They might not. You know, because annexing ain't just like, let's just do this. There's things come with it.
Right.
You know, I see a few things. I'm not sure, but I think like once you annex, you become in the city limit, your tax might go up. Not sure. Some people won't want to do it, you know, for that reason.
But why would they not want to do it if everybody's saying that they want to push Greensboro forward? Ain't this the way of pushing Greensboro forward?
I agree, but some people don't want to pay no extra money. And I could be wrong by that, bro, because some of the stuff I'm not sure about, I'm learning.
Yeah.
So when I speak, I'll tell you the truth, that I'm not 100% sure on it. But I know once you change it, see right now, I don't know the tax are the same in the city limit versus out the city limit. I'm not sure. But I have to check that out. And also, it has to be drawn up through like engineer. So it's like, we're going to get a line and just draw it and say, y'all do this. No, it's a certain way it had to be done. And I think you have to get somebody to come in and draw it up. So it's a process to get it done.
I mean, but I think, and this is just what I think, right? I think if, from what I'm hearing, right? I'm hearing you. I'm listening to you. I'm hearing Ralph. I'm hearing Melvin. I'm hearing, you know, I just keep forgetting his name. What's his name?
Daryl.
Daryl.
You gonna make me forget.
Everybody, all y'all is saying that Greensboro need to move a little bit further up the chain. So I feel like if you got to pay a little more taxes, if you have to do just a little bit more, think about what's going to be the long-term gain. Now the city is starting to make more money. The crime probably go down a little bit more now because the kids have jobs. They have something to look forward to. People can stop taking their money to Birmingham and taking it to Vance, and they can start back putting it in Greensboro.
I agree.
You know what I'm saying? So my only question is to everybody is, if the agenda is to move Greensboro forward, then you're going to have to go through some rain to get some sunshine.
I agree. We're going
to be sitting here doing the same thing the next 30 years, saying we want to move the city forward.
I agree. Yeah. I want to add something else too, off the subject of that. Something I think is real important. These parks we have in Greensboro, a lot of citizens have a problem with these parks. Lounge Park, Alley Park, playground.
I'm glad you're saying that, because that's where I wanted to go next. I wanted to go next on, okay, I kind of understand what you're saying for what it'll take to get business going in Greensboro. But what are we going to do for the kids, man? How are we going to reinvest back into the kids? Because back in the day when I was growing up, you was growing up, do they still do free lunch?
Man, I don't know.
Well, I remember back in the day, I actually worked on the free lunch truck, you know, Judge Wig, and shout out to him for giving me the job in the summertime. Do he still do that stuff? Give kids jobs and stuff?
He do. My daughter works for him now.
So that's and that's a good thing, right? I feel like that has definitely helped a lot of young folks coming up, especially in my time. But my question is, what are we gonna do for the youth that's coming up? I remember, and you start talking about the parks, man. I remember back in the day, I live in the alley. I remember when the park was booming. I remember they had the basketball goals, they took that down. I remember when they had the swing sets, the whole 9 yards. I remember Depot Park used to be the place to go. I remember 69 Bobell Park was the place to go. What is the plan for the kids, man, the ones that are growing up? What are we gonna do for them? Because they are the future. I feel like the kids now, man, they get up, they leave, they just, it ain't like how it was when we was growing up. So what's your plan?
Also, there's a playground in the Magnolia Village too.
I remember.
So, but the thing is, to me, for the kids go, is start there while they're young, giving them something to do, something more hands-on, active versus a tablet outside, you know.
Yeah.
But we do have to advance all these parks and playgrounds. You know, I'm pretty sure that there are some reasons that the goals have been taken off of the rim have been taken off the goals. But we got to figure out what it is and understand that.
I want to say what it is, but I don't think it's appropriate. But
yeah, whatever the reason is, you have to
you know
weigh,
what I'm saying?
You have to weigh it. When I do this, it neglects, it takes away from the kids.
Right.
So whatever it is that happening, we have to fix that and not take away from the kids. So all the parks, the playground in the village, the alley, 69 Park is being redone. Lions Park need a lot of work.
I ain't been out there in years, man. But that used to be the spot back in the day.
Yeah, all these places used to be spot. Depot can use some work too. They got porta johns for bathrooms. I don't know if that's a good idea, but they may know something I don't know. I'd rather have a bathroom you can lock up, instead of have porta johns out there, Also, I'd rather have a safe place for the kids to get water. Like they used to have a water fountain things when we was younger. There's something that needs to be set up nice. But yeah, I think we need to invest in these parks for one thing. The next thing is I would love for the kids to have a place they can go to learn karate, boxing, jiu-jitsu, gymnastic. Those are a few. Those things we don't have. Those are disciplined sports activities. Mm-hmm. And we need a place like that around here for kids. You get them involved in that, a lot of times they put their tablet phone down. Because you have a place for them to go, they come home, you buy a mat. My daughter, I used to take her to Tuscaloosa for gymnastics. When she got home, she used to want to practice. I bought her the mat and everything at home. She doing her flips and stuff, So it takes the kids away from just looking at the tablet, and giving them something to do.
Well, what about the older kids? What are we going to do about them? Because I feel like, now to me, I just don't feel like they have a whole lot to look forward to. So what are the goals for as the older kids, man? For as I know back in the day when I was growing up, we had Fuller's, McDonald's. Mm-hmm. You was able to get a job and make some money, had something to look forward to. But now the pickings are slim. So what are your plans to do for them? Because like your daughter's coming here, but then you got these other ones that's already here that's getting ready to get into the real world. Mm-hmm. So I feel like by the time your daughter get here and get ready to get into the real world, what else could you do or ideal that you have that'll also help, the older teenage group anywhere from 16 to maybe 20 or 19 far as, programs and helping them understanding what, if it's financial literacy, if it's working a job, something to keep them busy.
That's a good question. I never thought about that. Age range.
Yeah, I mean, because you think about it, jiu-jitsu and karate, you want to start your kids out, and maybe even swimming. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? You want to start your kids out real early with that to learn that discipline. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So, but now when you get the kids, the troubled kids that not saying that kids are troubled, I don't want y'all to get it twisted, but the ones that really don't have nothing to do, you know what I'm saying? 16 to 21, mm-hmm. Like what kind of program would you have for them to keep them occupied? And maybe they can make some money because, like I said, this city people just need to make some money.
And I think basically they want to come out to have more jobs here. Basically, their age, there you need to be working. So I'll try to have jobs.
Yeah, but hell, it ain't no options in Greensboro. And here's another thing, man. We need to figure out. I also think like this generation, man. It ain't like I said when we was coming up. Well, we was able to get cars at 16 and 17. A lot of these kids, man, I don't even know if the driver license place is that place still working like it used to? Or they got to go to Tuscaloosa, or they still open like?
My daughter got her license here. Well, actually, she did at school. Yeah, then when she turned 16, they gave her the license. She certified at school.
So?
Yeah, in Mountville.
Oh, okay, but see, we talking about Greenville.
They still do. They got it here though.
Okay, yeah. So is the driver license place still operational?
Now I'm taking they drive around Lounge Park, do the same thing I did back in the day.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Cool. But I also think, like I said, man, these kids, man, we want to be like, far as helping them get cars and stuff like that, where they can get mobile to, back and forth to a job, or if it's school or something like that they want to do.
That's something I think about. I really didn't think about that from that age of basically coming out of school.
Yeah.
With them, I would think about that.
Or man, I think this too, bro. You good at forming jobs. I think you should probably think about something like that for them, putting them to work, making some money. If it's forming a lawn care job, a car wash, or teaching them on, I know you install system. I see you do, you did work in your own house, carpentry and stuff like that, because a lot of these kids are hands-on.
Yeah. Years ago, I called the mayor and asked him about starting up a welding program. Kids come out of high school, a program that can certify you to weld in, I think, 6 months. I wanted to do that, and you get a grant for it. But we never did get it settled. But that's what I was trying to do with the mayor some years ago. That would have been good for guys coming, even in high school, you could have been learning that, how to weld. That'd still be good.
So, all right, so we got that age bracket down. Let's talk about the adults. What kind of program will you set up for the adults, man, to kind of get things rolling for them?
I'm gonna tell you a couple of things I would like to do. I don't know how it goes, but some kind of program, which we already talked about the credit, one thing.
Right.
Parenting classes or something like that.
Okay.
Man, we really need that. Just bad as credit. Yeah. Parenting education, something like that, How to co-parent with your partner. Certain things to do to where we ain't always getting pregnant doing this. Getting pregnant doing this. From the day you say I'm pregnant, this is what we do. Leaving that kid there, has to try to deal with this. So I think we need some kind of program for that. Which that probably gonna benefit younger too, because kids get pregnant young too, though.
What about for the people that's more so like that disabled, those kind of people? Because I know you say your mom, she had an accident and it took your family. You know what I'm saying? My mom is just my brothers. You know what I'm saying? Me and my brothers. And I know a few other families out there where it's just them, man. What do you think about trying to get Greensboro more help for as health?
Yes.
We got the I almost said something else, but down there at the hospital, I almost said the Band-Aid shop, but the hospital, man,
Yeah.
and I ain't knocking the hospital. Yeah. I'd have been out there a couple times, but I feel like, that's another one of them things, man. People get sick, they bypass, Greensboro, they go straight to Tuscaloosa.
They do.
So let's talk more about the health system, man, for the people, the elderly, man, and people that just, it's, and you speaking from experience, man, you know how hard it was, doing what you had to do to try to get your mom, in a place she needed to be for her to get to where she is today. And like for me and my family, man, it's hard, bro. It's really hard. I know other people that, so do you got something in mind for the elderly, man, and the people that are disabled, as far as the healthcare system, man, and getting help? Because that is another form of a job and income for people that can come in and help people, man, that, and they love to do it. I got friends that I call to this day and, tell me stuff about, they live here in the city, about, hey, man, you should do this. You should think about looking into that for your mom. So I think we lack that too.
Well, I think there are programs out there, and basically, as mayor, I would try to have a person appointed to basically do grants and programs that'll work. To try to get programs here for not just the disabled, but the autistic too.
Right.
Those kids, adults.
Right.
They need to have some kind of activities going on. So I'll try to see what kind of programs out there, but basically I would have to appoint a person to do it because I got to run so many other things. I'll try to appoint a person to get programs for the elderly, for the disabled and autistic. I'll try to work on that. Yeah.
All right, you saying it to the camera now, so you got to stand on that.
Look, when I said man for the people, It's everybody.
Right.
Yeah, it's everybody. It's not certain ones. It's everybody.
One thing I can say about this city, when they love you, they love you. But the moment you go against what you say you're supposed to be doing, you excommunicado. You excommunicado. We got you live on tape. We got you live on tape.
That's the man I am.
Hey, the way you say you had to stand on it with Pimp Juice, you got to stand on it for the city.
And I'm standing on it.
No, that's good, man. I think that, when you cover all bases, man, and you ain't just doing for one demographic of people, this age, that age, or this race, that race, I think that makes, you that much more of a qualified person for, doing the job. And not saying none of them other guys ain't qualified. I ain't saying that. But what I'm saying is when you really put the people first, and the only way we're going to know if you put the people first, if you get in the office, they get you in the office, and you do what you say. Exactly. Now, if you don't do what you say, they gonna get your ass out of there.
I already know.
Gonna get you out of there immediately. You know what I'm saying?
Look. I don't see that happening because I know me.
Yeah.
The only way it can happen if they're blinded by what I do. I'm a guy who's gonna do it. I'm gonna be transparent.
Man, that's the biggest thing.
I'm gonna be transparent to the point you can't ignore what I do.
Right.
The only reason you get rid of me is because you just don't like me. But what you want done, I'm gonna do what these people ask me to do. I listen. I got 3 tablets. I've been going house to house, writing down people's issues and problems. Cause I take it that serious.
Right.
Not even mayor, but I'm working. So I would not leave my tablets at home once I start working. If you talk to me, I'm gonna go and dress and try to help you out with everything that you ask. And I know I need more than 4 years. So you're gonna see it. I'm gonna put it in your face. You gotta accept it and give me another chance.
All right. So as we wrap this up, I want to ask you this: what is it gonna take to make this change happen? Not just you getting in the seat to be mayor. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. What is it gonna take? Because being in the seat is one thing, but what else is it gonna take for the city of Greensboro to hear what you're saying, understand it, and make it happen? Like, what is it gonna take, man?
All right. So,
is it gonna take the people?
And that's a good question.
Let's talk about what is it gonna take.
So, I'm gonna go back to my slogan, the man for the people. It takes somebody who's gonna do get the people what they need, or at least first it takes listening to the people. All right. And understanding that you can't do none of this alone. You cannot do none of this without the people. You can't even do nothing without the city councils. You can't do none of that. So we're gonna take me working with the city councils. And sometimes it's gonna take me to educate them. They educate me. We meet middle points. We working together. It's gonna take me listening to these citizens about their concerns. And not just listening, but addressing these situations they have. It's gonna take me bringing in jobs, really. It's gonna take me addressing the situation about the inn, the hotel. So many people have a problem with that. They feel like we need a better hotel. You're gonna take me addressing that.
But I feel like there ain't a lot of space for that though. I mean,
true. But
I was hearing one lady saying that, people lived out there and that was their home, but a lot of other stuff that was going on out there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And that's what people have a problem with. But I'm gonna have to address it. I'm gonna have to also address these parks, things I'm telling you about. In order to move forward, I got to get in there and do what these people are asking me to do, address it, be transparent. And I think that's how we move forward. I have to get these things in they need. I got to figure it out. I got to get connected. I do have some connections. I have connections with Travis on up, Bobby singing and all them. We're going to work together. Matter of fact, Judge Wiggins, all these guys, I have connection with all these guys to where we can work together to get to advance Greensboro. And I will use advance because I ain't coming here to take a negative. I'm going to advance probably most everything I talk about, you know. So that's what it takes, man. It really takes me being the man for the people, learn how to work with what I got with these city councils, and really being transparent about what I'm doing.
And I want to add to that, the city of Greensboro standing with you, getting behind you to make this happen. Because at the end of the day, it's about, like you said, the people. Mm-hmm. I feel like if you want a new thing, you got to do a new thing. You got to do something different. You know, we can sit here and have a conversation for 2 or 3 hours about this, that, and this. But how do that change if nobody, you know, help whoever the mayor gonna be? If it's gonna be Quincy, everybody got to come together and we got to ride together. Simple as that. Regardless of how you feel about him, it ain't about him. It's about the people of Greensboro and making this city better than it has ever been. Yes. And I feel like we're getting there. We're getting there. We're seeing a lot of new stuff downtown, which I do love myself, but I feel like we need to do more. In order to do more, and like I said again, I said on camera, it ain't because I'm sitting with him, but I'm saying this for anybody. If Ralph win, or if Melvin win, or if Daryl win, we have to get behind whoever the mayor gonna be. True. And pull our resources together to push the city. Because at the end of the day, this is our home. This is our home. This is where our kids growing up at. This is where our kids gonna come back to at some point in their life. And we need to be able to advance this city, as Quincy said, to be bigger and better. And it's gonna take time. This ain't gonna happen overnight.
It's gonna take time.
And just like he said earlier, just when he do become mayor, or if he become mayor, it's only a certain amount of things he can do. He ain't gonna be able to fix every problem. So let's be transparent about that. You know what I'm saying? Sure, yeah. You ain't gonna be able to fix every single problem. There's gonna be some stuff he just can't fix because that just might be too far out of his reach or out of his hand. You know, the president can't fix everything, no matter which one of them it was. Whichever president was in there, he couldn't fix every little thing. Mm-hmm. But his job, his goal, his agenda is to try to fix the mass majority of what he can and what he can control. So that's, you know.
I'm going to add to that. The mayor position is kind of like a manager. He managed the city. He's the CEO of a company. That's the position of a mayor. I just want to add that to it. When it comes down to getting things done, he oversees. You know, he can't always do, but he try to make sure that the people who work for him are working and getting things done to progress in whatever you need done. And he also votes.
So, with that being said, Quincy, if you had to give some advice, what would be your advice? And it ain't got necessarily to be about the mayor. You know, you running for mayor, just life in general, some things you experience. If you want to give the people some advice, because it might be another young Quincy out there that's probably gonna see this video and gonna be inspired and gonna probably come challenge the seat later on in life. You know what I'm saying? What would be your advice?
Well, I'm gonna give advice on my mayor campaign first. When it comes down to voting, I want the citizens to think about this. Character matters. Character matters with people who look at our city and look at who's the mayor. My character matters. So when it comes down to voting, think about that. And in Greensboro, we have a lot of things gonna need to be done. I'm the youngest candidate. I'm 44. The next candidate, I think, is 58. The next one's 66. And the next one is 67. Think about that. We need a candidate that's gonna win and have the time in the years where they have interest to move the city forward. I'm only 44. So that's my advice. Think about those things when you get ready to vote. Life advice, I would say, try to understand you and hold yourself accountable for the mistakes you make, because you're going to make them. And never be afraid to adjust. Do that, you'll be all right. Be patient. Be patient in life, and you'll be all right.
I like it. I like it. Just to piggyback a little bit, once again, guys, it ain't because I'm sitting here with Quincy and I've been friends with him for so long. I got much respect for each candidate. Much respect for Ralph, much respect for Melvin, much respect for Daryl, because I think either one of these guys that run or win, I think that they will do the best they can and have the best interest for the city of Greensboro. All I ask is whoever wins. And once again, it ain't no issues, it ain't no pressure, nothing like that. I just think whoever wins as a city, as a people, let's get behind them to push and advance Greensboro.
I'm with you on that. If I lose, which I'm not, you will see me standing next to the winner, ready to do whatever he needs me to do to help move Greensboro forward.
Man, say that one more time. One more time.
I'm not going to lose. I'm going to say that first.
We want y'all to really hear what he said.
But if something happened,
right?
And I lost, you will see me standing next to the winner, ready to help him with whatever he's trying to get done.
Man, come on.
Because this is my city too. I'm a citizen in Greensboro. So I'm with whoever the winner is. Man. I'm standing with him. So
whatever y'all think, right? So if y'all think it's any kind of animosity or any kind of anything with these guys, it's not. With Quincy, it ain't. He just told you. If Ralph wins, he's standing beside Ralph, ready to serve, ready to help, which in whatever capacity. If Daryl wins, same way. Melvin wins, same way. Man, it don't get no better than that. And once again, that's one of the reasons why I can respect this man and what he do from what I've seen and been around for over the last 17 years of knowing him. He's a stand-up guy. He's a stand-up guy. And I ain't saying that because he beside me. You know what I'm saying? We doing this interview. And I would say, I would give my honest opinion on any one of these guys if I was getting a chance to do an interview with him. But that's what you call integrity. And we're going to leave all that. Guys, listen, that's going to be the end of this interview. Getting to know Quincy Patrick with the Bishop. Guys, listen, if you haven't subscribed to the YouTube channel, please go subscribe to the YouTube channel, The Resource. That's DA Resource. And get this ain't gonna be the last interview, because we're gonna come back and do a follow-up interview later on down the line after the election, so we kind of know how Quincy is moving forward, and probably some other bright ideas and some things that he might have cooking up that's gonna be good for the city. So with that being said, guys, we gone.